Om Shanti, good morning. I hope my voice is audible.
Yes, Profit Bhai.
Okay, so welcome to the morning session, and we will be studying today two Murlis. They are short Murlis, and I believe uh, very nice two doses of lessons Baba has given all of us, and interestingly, with good examples Baba has mentioned. First one is uh, first Murti. If you look, it is basically meant on सामना करने के लिए कामनाओं का त्याग. In order to face the old desires, we should have the power to face and win over old feelings, because it is the feelings which we have which results into the desires. So that is the first short murli which Baba will be reading today, and then followed by the second murli. So let me start. Okay. So the first murli is of 3rd of December 1970. Becoming ignorant of all old desires to attain power to face and win over old feelings. Okay, so two things: power to face and win over old feelings. Today, Baba is giving everyone the experience of the awake stage. The original stage of the self is called being a master almighty authority. So you have become a master almighty authority, haven't you? You when you are in this stage, you are beyond all external situations. In this stage, you experience the nature of the self. That is, you experience the feeling of the self in everything, and the various types of old feelings are finished. Okay, so the stage of Master Almighty Authority helps get us beyond all external situations, and the feeling which Baba is mentioning is of the self in everything, and the various types of old feelings are finished. The nature of the self means to have the feeling of the soul in the self. Then the aspects of conflicts of nature will be finished, and you will attain all powers to be able to face. Hmm? So, nature of self, so there are two things. Nature of self means the feeling of the soul that will help get rid of the conflicts of nature, that is, that attitude or Swabhav sanskar, that kind of nature will be getting finished once we are in the nature of the self, that is the soul. As long as you have any subtle or physical desire, you will not be able to develop the power to face. The last perfect stage is described as being ignorant of even the knowledge of the word desire. So the last perfect stage is described as being ignorant of even the knowledge of the word desire. You should constantly be able to see your perfect and future form. You should constantly have it in your intellect that you now have to adopt this new body, the perfect form. When you can see a beautiful and elevated costume in front of you, what is difficult about letting go of old costume and adopting the new costume? Hmm? So first Baba is mentioning us that the perfect stage is described as being ignorant of even the word desire. Having said that, Baba tells that Okay, if we get ignorant of the desire, then what exactly is needed? So that is then Baba answers in the next paragraph, perfect and future form. Hmm. Just like Brahma Baba had that feeling that my new dress of the Prince Krishna is just in front of me. I'll be just getting rid of this body and taking the new body, which is the perfect form. So Baba is asking us, can we see this elevated costume in front of us? Becoming egoless and corporeal, arrogance makes you lose your ornaments. Consider yourself to be a victorious jewel as you create each thought and perform every action. A master almighty authority can never be defeated. Those who are defeated are not only defeated but also experience punishment from Dharmaraj. Would you like to defeat and punishment? Before you allow yourself to experience defeat, see the punishment in front of you. Even evil spirits run away from punishment. So, by keeping the punishment in front of you, the evil spirit will run away. Now you have to not just try, but make a promise in 1 second and reveal the perfect form. You have to become an image that grants visions like the Father. When you consider yourself to be an image that grants visions, you will never experience defeat. If you do not experience defeat, then you can surrender yourselves. At present, you are making preparations to surrender yourself. Do you wish to surrender at the final moment, or have you already surrendered? So, what is Baba mentioning in this paragraph? If you do not experience defeat, then you can surrender yourselves. Because to surrender means to be always victorious. So, if the group in front of Baba was making the preparations to surrender, and then Baba tells us, asks the question, do you wish to surrender at the final moment, or have you already surrendered? Do you know how to go beyond sound or to take others beyond sound whenever you wish? Have you made this lesson firm? Are you the victorious jewels? Can you conquer everyone's heart? Can you can you conquer you? Those who make a promise should pass with honor. To pass with honor means not to fail even in your thoughts. Maya is challenged to give many practical papers to those who have made a promise. You must constantly keep the power to face with you. Have you imbibed the 8 powers? You have you become the embodiment of knowledge and the embodiment of virtues? Have you very clearly said farewell to Maya for all time? Baba is asking lots of questions here. Firstly, he's telling to pass with honor means not to fail even in your thoughts. Then he asks us three questions back to back. Have you imbibed the 8 powers and have you become embodiment of virtues? And have we said bid farewell to Maya for all the time? Maya is very clever. When someone is about to leave his body, sometimes everyone thinks he has died, but there is still life hidden in the body. In the same way, Maya adopts us extremely subtle form. When you have to check yourself very carefully, when the third eye, with the third eye. Hmm. So, like, sometimes it happens that somebody is seen as dead, but probably that person is awake. Hmm. There are some recorded cases also while people will taking to the funeral, suddenly that person should be rising. So, in the same way, Baba tells us that Maya adopts an extremely subtle form. Although we feel that we have conquered Maya, but that careful checking needs to be done by from the third eye. Because you have made a promise, Baba is cautioning you and making you cleverly in advance. You must remember where you made the promise and whom you made it. Have you fully imbibed the power of being clever and the power of not being disturbed? Those who are courageous and powerful enough to be given a paper in every aspect and to pass with honor, raise your hands. Acha. Baba will now see the result of the practical paper and who form this large group have passed with honor. Baba will give them a special gift, but only to those who have passed with honor, not to those who have just passed. You must all send your own results in writing, and Baba will also ask for a certificate from your teacher and your companions. It is easy, isn't it? Always have the awareness that you are a victorious jewel in the rosary of victory and you will not be defeated. Are you returning home in the form of a great sacrifice or do you still have to surrender yourself? Maya cannot have any power in front of a great sacrifice. You are returning having such faith in yourself, are you not? Baba will see the result and will garland such victorious jewels with an alaukic garland. Acha. Then meeting a group. If you are not able to stabilize in the form of a point from a long time, then do not waste time over it. Someone probably might have asked question that we are not able to stabilize in the form of point for a long time. Then Baba tells you will be only be able to stabilize yourself in the form of a point when you first have the practice of having pure thoughts. Where there is to be an accident, if the brake fails, you have to steer the car around. The form of the point is the brake. If the brake fails, turn the intellect away from waste thoughts and engage it to the pure thoughts. Sometimes, in order to save yourself, you have to turn around and not apply brakes. Hmm? Baba gives practical example that if we are not able to visualize ourselves as a point of light, at least we can what we can do is generate positive thoughts, pure thoughts. This also will help us bring closer to experience point of light. Just like instead of applying brakes, if the brake fails, we can steer the car away to a safe position. Health of the body is connected to health of the mind. Practice having pure thoughts throughout the day and not having waste thoughts. Those who pass in this stage will be able to create the stage of the point form. Let your mind not have love for whatever duty you are carrying out. As soon as the duty finishes, give rest to the mind as well as the body. Put a lock on the thoughts of your business and only open the lock when it is absolutely essential. Acha. Baba has elaborated us also on the ways thought in the last Murli we read yesterday. And again, Baba is continuing that by giving us giving rest to the mind as well as to the body as soon as the duty finishes. So now we'll go on to the second Murli, which is of 5th of December 1970. Maya's challenge to those who make a promise. Okay, so Baba has asked us to make a lot of promise in the previous Murli. So what would be Maya's challenges for them? Do you know how to go beyond sound and to take others beyond sound? To come into sound whenever you wish and to go beyond sound whenever you wish to. Do you have this practice easily? Have you made this lesson firm? Have you become victorious jewels? What have you become victorious in? Can you conquer everyone's heart? Just as there is this memorial of Bap Dada's task, in the same way, have you become as victorious as the Father? You have conquered everyone's heart. Can anyone else conquer you? Have you created such a stage in this bhatti? When you return from your bhatti, there will be practical there will be the practical people. So Baba is asking different questions for the group who has probably completed the bhatti. And these are very interesting questions. First, Baba asks us whether we are able to go beyond sound easily and come into sound easily. Then are we victorious jewels? Then can we conquer everybody's heart? Others can others also conquer us? So these questions Baba is asking us for reflection after the bhatti. To pass with honors means not to fail even in your thoughts. Have you passed in this way? Yesterday, Baba heard the news of that you chanted the mantra of yes indeed. Hmm. Ji Hazur. Very well. Those who make such a promise will pass with honors. So there could be uh, some directions given. So all of them told yes to that. So Baba is mentioning that those who make such a promise should pass with honors. Maya is challenged. Oh, 1 second. Hmm. To pass with honors means not to even not to fail even in your thoughts. Have you passed in this way? Hmm? Maya is challenged to give many practical papers to those who have made a promise. You must constantly keep the power to face within you. Have you imbibed the eight powers you were told about? Have you become both embodiments of knowledge and embodiments of virtues? Have you clearly said farewell to Maya for all the time? Before you physically go from here, you have to bid farewell to Maya. Maya is very clever. When someone is about to leave his body, I think this we have read. I'll just go ahead. Hmm. Okay, so I'll just read this part again. Those who make such a promise should pass with honors. Maya is challenged to give many practical aspects of the paper, aspect practical papers to those who have made a promise. You must constantly keep the powers to face within you. Have you imbibed the eight powers you were told about? Have you become both embodiments of knowledge and embodiments of virtues? Have you cleverly said farewell to Maya for all time? Before you physically go from here, you have to bid farewell to Maya. Maya is very clever. When someone is about to leave his body, then here is sometimes still life hidden in the body. Everyone thinks that so and so has died, but the life that is hidden sometimes continues to function in the same way. Maya also adopts an extremely subtle form. Therefore, just as doctors check very carefully that there isn't any life still hidden, in the same way, you have to check yourself very carefully with a third eye. Then you should never say that you only knew about it at the time. Therefore, because you have made made a promise, Baba is cautioning you and making you clever in advance. You must remember where you made the promise and to whom you made it. You achieved something, but what else do you have to go together with that achievement? You have achieved something, but have you received such achievement that everyone becomes satisfied? The more satisfied you are, the more you will remain ignorant of the word desire. Instead of having desires, that is kamna, you will have the power to face, that is samna. So, power of face, that is samna, will help us get rid of the desires, kamna. Have you become free from your old attitudes? All of these are the questions of the paper that has to take place practically. You fully imbibed the power to be clear and the power not to have a don't care attitude. Hmm? Power to clear swachha and the power not to have a don't care attitude. Befikra. Have you recognized the self and the time very clearly? Have you done all of this, or is this still something that remains? Baba is just shooting out so many questions. Those who think that they have achieved everything and become satisfied souls are courageous and powerful enough to go into the examination hall. Raise your hands. Those who have courage and are powerful enough to take a paper in every aspects and to pass with honors, raise your hands. Acha. Baba will now see the results of the practical paper. This month, Baba will show you the results of those who have passed with honors. Baba will give them a special gift, a remembrance. But those who have passed with honors, not to those who have just passed, you must all you must all send your own results in writing. Then Baba will see how many from this group passed with honors. However, you should remember that Baba will also ask for a certificate from your teacher and companions. Only then will you receive a gift. This is easy, is it not? Since you are courageous, how can it be difficult? Always have the awareness that you are a victorious jewel of the rosary of victory. By staying in this awareness, you will not be defeated. Acha, all of you said that you will fully surrender yourselves at the end. And so, have you now fully surrendered? Are you returning home as a form of a great sacrifice? Or do you still have sacrifice or do you still have to sacrifice yourself? Maya cannot have any power in the front of a great sacrifice. You are returning with such faith in yourself, are you not? Baba will see the results, then Bab Dada will garland each victorious jewels with an alaukic garland. Acha. So let us pause here. Uh, Let us reflect on Murli for a couple of minutes and then we can have the sharings. Okay, now we can start sharing.
Shanti, in the first Murli, Baba said a line, sometime in order to save yourself, you have to turn around and know to apply the brakes. So here Baba explains very well that sometimes the speed of negative thoughts or impure thoughts is so fast that if we try to apply the brake, the speed of impure thoughts gets so fast. Means if we try to mold ourselves, if we try to not mold, if we try to apply the brake, if we try to make ourselves stabilize at that time, we feel that the speed of these kind of states, these kind of thoughts get more fast. So here we have to mold ourselves. Here Baba asks you have to turn around, means you have to, like sometime Baba in the previous Baba Milan, Baba emphasize on the line that we have to make our mind busy. To in order to become easy, we have to make our mind busy. So if we here Baba wants to explain that, I think that we have to make ourselves busy in some other work, in some other kind of seva, so that the order of that kind of impure thoughts get stopped.
Yes.
Om Shanti, brother. Maya comes in different ways. So we should be very careful and try to defeat Maya. So we have to apply that 8 powers. We have to be strong in that 8 powers and we should apply when required in situations. So Maya, we have to defeat Maya. Om Shanti, brother.
Om Shanti, brother.
Om,
Please, yes, you may. Yes, brother, tell me. Vinod bhai.
Uh, yes, Bhaji. Baba says the way to attain a point stage is to have pure thoughts. And the way Baba mentions is that is giving an example that once you are having a situation of a collision, that is, you're not able to apply brake, and the flow of poor thoughts are coming into you. Then Baba says, take a turn. That is, you continue to drive. That is, you continue to think, but you think in a positive way or put in good thoughts. That way, you will not end up in a collision. That means you will not end up in the grip of Maya. That's how you can have a point stage. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Yes,
Om
like even
Shanti.
outside, they say for this, like meditation is basically getting rid of all thoughts. It's making the thoughts zero. So we mentioned in Rajyoga that it is not really making thoughts zero. We can't do that. It is just that diverting the flow of thoughts to a positive way. So similarly, this abhyas of point of light, sometimes it's difficult because of waste thoughts. Hence, Baba mentioned this probably. Yes, sister, tell me.
Om Shanti, Divine Family. Um, I will focus on practicing uh, stabilizing myself in a point for a long time, which I can't. I fail to do in meditation. So the methodology that Baba explained to us today, allowing myself generating some pure thoughts. This is in meditation, but in daily life, as soon as I leave the class, I go back to my day-to-day routine. I immediately go back to body conscious state. So, is there any way I can keep my attention staying at soul conscious level? Uh, and I tried my own method, but I failed to do it. So I immediately go back to body conscious state when I go back to work or my personal lifestyle. So this is the challenge for me, as well as in meditation, cannot stay in a point form for a long time. Thank you, Ji. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, brother.
Yes, anybody would like to add on?
Brother,
Yes.
Om Shanti.
Yes,
Or am
Karthik.
I audible? Brother, so today
Yes.
Baba said about you become a image that grants vision. So like Baba, so you won't be get defeated. You don't get the feeling of being defeated. So that's the best way to. I think so, brother. So how we can do? Then you can make yourself surrender to Baba, like that Baba said in today's Murli. What is that image being giving vision? What is that, brother?
Yeah, Baba was mentioning about this image. Hmm. You can hear my echo. Can you go on mute?
Uh,
Yeah, thanks. So there is this vision of victorious, which is celebrated in Bhakti. They're actually different. I'm not sure Baba is mentioning for which visions. For example, there is one vision of that Sri Krishna dancing on the snake, okay, after gaining the victory. So there are others as well. So Baba tells that when these visions will really come into practical form is when we actually gain victory on everything. You know, when we become victorious souls, and we have become that. It is not that we didn't become. That is why probably these visions are celebrated in the bhaktis or maybe in as a memory. So that is my interpretation of this statement.
we have to give others the vision, or it has to be filled by our own.
Both
If we
ways.
feel by our own,
We'll give
automatically we'll give
both
others, right?
ways.
Hmm.
Om Shanti, brother.
See, because whenever we have a vision, so like even when we do NLP or some other programs in Lokik, they give a example. They give us a vision that visualize yourself that you are holding a golden cup, and you're celebrating that. Even to the sportsmen, these things are given. They have mentally being prepared that you are being a successful person and you're taking that cup. And with this practice of visualization, creative visualization, people do attain that success because mentally we are programming ourselves that no, this is who I am. This is none other. So that's why Baba told us many visions. Another vision which he mentioned in this thing is that the future Devta, the deity body, that is my body. The one which I mentioned while reading. Brahma Baba had a image that the the dress which is there on at the back of his door, probably that was a normal dress, but he used to visualize that that is the dress of Sri Krishna, and he'll be wearing that very soon. So once we start visualizing those things, we start getting attracted to those thoughts, because otherwise it's very difficult to have a thought of victorious person. There has to be some attachment of some vision or some scene to our mind. The more we try to visualize those scenes, the more we get closer to the victory. Yes, Vinod bhai.
Thank you,
Om Shanti,
brother.
brother.
Om Shanti,
Baba's
brother.
asking us to.
One at a time. One at a time. Who wants to share? Vinod bhai, maybe you can start. You have raised your hand.
Yes, brother. Regarding Balwinder Gupta's question as to body consciousness hitting during work and while soon after completing class, it happens very frequently. But I feel when we go to work, the interaction, the kind of interaction we would have with our environment and the stage in which we are doing it matters very much. If we can have the thoughts related to work per se, the core essence of the job itself. For example, CA would have should have thoughts of doing having thoughts of commerce alone, of accountancy alone. By having thoughts related to the core subject, the core profession would help the individual to stay in the essence of that and should himself or herself not let to go into behad in unlimited wasteness. If we interact with people, chit chat about others, and have irrelevant talks, then that will attract Maya. We'll go, we'll divert from the point stage that is the essence of knowledge. While we interact with our clients or talk to people around us who have come for seeking help, we should talk minimal, good, and बाबा जैसे बताते हैं सच बोलो मीठा बोलो और कम बोलो सच मीठा and कम, and taking breaks in between, detaching from the interactions energy that we have gained, and again going back into silent retreat, that will help us to again stabilize in the object form, and sooner or later uh, we will continue to have both journeys together. That's my suggestion, Balwinder sister. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Vinodji. Thanks a lot.
Om Shanti, brother. Om
Yes,
Shanti.
Girjaran. Yes.
Yeah, it was such a beautiful thing. You and Vinod Bhai gave that. But when you spoke of vision, brother, I just remember the Sakar Murli yesterday. Baba said, be on a spiritual pilgrimage. You will be the one who will grant visions to all. You will give them visions of paradise. I just went to that Murli and I was churning a bit. It's giving vision, this power itself, he gives me when I'm on pilgrimage. That was just a thought, and then you explained it very beautifully. Similarly, Vinod Bhai. But for that going in, I think we don't have that Murli, the second Murli, which you read. But Baba says, when you're in business, be in business. Then put a lock there. Then come out. So like that, if you want to go from one situation to other situation, one room to another room, from one person to another person, and I'm dealing with two people, I'll first go to that first person, I'll deal with them. When I'm with that next person, I should not carry over what I'm doing with that other person. So agar is taraf ki hamare paas power hai, okay, go, interact, and then stop and go to the next. तभी हमको वो cut off, move, stop, move. That practice you will get probably only when we train masters. Just to share that. But my point for today is the self. Such a beautiful Murli, but I can't understand the way questions Baba has asked. Now I understood even yesterday we had couple Murli. Today also we had two Murli. And if you see in the second Murli, he's revising everything. Why? Because the 1970 Murli is coming to an end. Baba wants to know whether we are aware of what all we learned over here. The thing of the self, I like it. Know yourself, understand yourself, believe yourself, realize yourself. And for that, what you need, any desire you have within you, of the body, of the physical, of anything, give it up. Just think, I am a soul. So when you come to the consciousness, I'm a soul, you, any situation which comes in front of you, insurmountable situations, what will happen in the future, attack, everything you will be able to face because you're not a body. So then Baba says that power to face is what you need to take. Have the intoxication. Who are you? Baba told us you are a master almighty authority. You are a victorious jewel. You are an eternal point of light. When all these things I'm able to gather in myself and sit in the state of soul conscious awareness, away, like sitting like a renunciate, like just focused in God, and then the power to face automatically comes to me. Nothing outside attacks me. This is what I felt in both the Murlis in short. Om Shanti.
Yeah, Om Shanti, just reflecting to what just Gija's sister said, it's absolutely true. All the eight powers, Baba has asked various questions. Have you imbibed the eight powers? Have you become the embodiment of knowledge and virtues? Have you very clearly said farewell to Maya? All this is actually the foundation, is the soul consciousness stage, the point form, which has got the powers. The moment we get stabilized in the point form that I'm a soul, then I'm detached from the outside world. I look inside and into my eternal form, which is always receiving powers from the God, from the Shiv Baba. And second thing is aspect Baba has covered about is Maya adopts an extremely subtle form. So I need to check myself through carefully with the third eye. Third eye means Laukik mein alaukik. Laukik is this eye, but the third eye is going beyond the body and being stabilized in that point form, and that is the third eye. Then I look at the situation and anything affecting me. Then I can have that powers, eight powers. One of the power is power to face, which I can be victorious over these situations and the Maya, this distraction, and any kind of waste thoughts. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Om Bhaiji. You said third eye. Does it mean that third eye represents soul, me, myself?
Third eye is actually the point form, Divya Buddhi, which only God gives us to all children. Divya Buddhi Data unko kehte hai. So Divya Buddhi is the divine intellect is the third eye, which detaches from the limited world, from the body consciousness. It detaches you. It is beyond the matter. It is beyond this body. It is intellect, divine intellect, where you see how Baba is looking at the world. That kind of vision, that kind of eye is called third eye. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Ji.
Om Shanti, brother. Baba is also mentioning that Maya has no courage to come in front of the great sacrifice. So, what it actually means, Professor?
It's simple. What do you think, sister?
Maya has no courage to come in front of the sacrifice, great sacrifice. So after that, it won't comes. That is, what is that great sacrifice?
Anybody would like to add?
Brother YG, I would like to just add one line. This is the sacrifice of the ego
Hmm.
and the body consciousness, which Baba is talking about, the great sacrifice. And that should not be done at the end. It should be done right now, uh, so that we have the benefit till the end. Om Shanti.
Complete surrender.
Yes, complete surrender is also one aspect. So it is just that Baba wants to us to give 100%. It could be sacrifice of ego. It could be even desires. Lots of things Baba mentioned. So, and when Baba says great, probably it is like complete. If we are not doing complete, then Maya can come in between. Just like Baba gave example, like if somebody seems to be dead, but sometimes if the pulses are not checked by doctor properly, something could be fishy and the person can again rise up. So, sacrificing, it could be that sacrifice could be of any aspect, maybe of body consciousness, maybe of ego, maybe of desire, whatever we choose to it be, but it should be complete 100%. That is when we can tell that Maya won't come. Otherwise Maya can be present in subtle form. So I think it's close to time. Last point, Rachna Ben, if you want to share, and then we'll go off to meditation.
Om Shanti, brother. Am I audible?
Yes.
Uh, uh, Regarding sister's last question about great sacrifice, if we recall the Murlis that we have been reading from 69, uh, I recall three main. Baba keeps telling us about mind, deeds, relations, etc. But three main points where Baba has categorized as Mahatyag. One is the relationship of the body and the soul. Next is the surrender of the imperishable attainments. And third one is that is also included in Great Tyag is not looking at anyone's defects and looking at only the specialities of other souls. Shanti, because by doing this, we are able to maintain our stage in the elevated form, and Maya does not have the courage to climb. That is why we are protected from Maya. Shanti.
Okay. So let us
Deepen sir.
stabilize ourselves in the point of light. I, the soul, seated at the center of forehead. I am Baba's victorious jewel. Baba has equipped myself with all the weapons, with the different tools, and with the techniques each morning. And as I go on my battlefield, on the area of my workplace, where I have to perform actions, I ensure that I don't go alone. I do carry the tools, the weapons which Baba has given me, so that whoever comes in my front, may it be Maya, may it be situations, may it be my old nature, old sanskars, or may that be any desire, Nothing stays in front of me because I have accompanied myself with the Almighty Shiv Baba, and I have a feeling that He's always with me. He's always protecting me. Wherever I go, I take Him along. There could be situations where negative or waste thoughts would generate, but I slowly steer the waste thoughts into pure thoughts, and able to apply the break off point of light. I go to the subtle regions in front of Bap Dada, taking divine drishti from him, and telling Baba thanks for giving me an opportunity to understand and to imbibe his divine teachings. And back I come to the center of my forehead, ready for my next part. Om Shanti. Thank you everyone for joining. Have a great day.
Beautiful, brother. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, Baba.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank everyone.